Hello, good morning. I hope you all have a very nice Saturday morning. Another tracker update with me today because Don, don't get concerned, but he's a little bit sick. He has a runny nose, and he asked me to do the tracker update again because otherwise there would be a lot of sneezing going on in the tracker update. But he's all right. He's just doing a little bit of a slow day today, probably tomorrow to rest and to make sure that he's all hands on deck again next week, especially when the entrants are coming in. So I'm taking over the tracker update again today, and yes, these are pre-recorded. I usually record them just after 10 local time. I'm in the Netherlands. It's UTC +2. And when I post them, it's exactly the same positions as if it would be 11 o'clock. Because all the trackers, they update every 4 hours, midnight, 4 o'clock in the morning, 8, 12, 1600 and so on. UTC, so at 10 local, it's the latest tracker update that just came in. So it's exactly the same at 11 o'clock. And I do this because I have absolutely no clue how to live stream it on Facebook, because Jane is in China, Don is in Cape Town, and they know exactly how that is, how that works. So that's why I have to pre-record it, and apologies if there's sometimes a delayed or not the latest news on these tracker updates, if just in that half an hour news came in. Anyway, long story short, back to the tracker update. It's very interesting what we discussed yesterday already. We see that Penduik 6 is now approaching the low, the no wind zone of the high. It gets into the core, in the center of the high, so we see the speed is dropping 5 knots, so they're really getting slow, while Spirit of Helsinki, a bit further south, they are still on full speed, 9.2 knots. So sooner or later, they're gonna catch up. If they maintain the speed and they are on a better track there, it's 170 miles. It's just 170 miles. So it's just one day. And if they carry on with 4 knots more, they can take at least half of it out within one day. So if we watch the weather and we toggle it forward, we see that the core of the high keeps moving. So if we just go 24 hours ahead, Penduik will have further very light downwind, very tricky to sail with all the light wind sails up, and there is some swell, so the spinnaker will be flogging from the left to the right, and it will be very hard to keep the speed up. So I don't think that they will get more speed over the next 24 hours. While Spirit of Helsinki, they have a bit more wind, and once the center of the high is moving a bit here, they probably gonna put more easting in it, and then they can fly their asymmetrical probably, which will fly much nicer than the big spinnaker, because a bit more apparent wind. So they maintain a bit more speed. My prediction is that over the next 24 hours we see Spirit of Helsinki moving in, and also Translated and Maiden will catch a bit on Penduik. Another 24 hours ahead for this leading pack, we see a big change. Okay, so what happened here? So the high is moving. The high is there you go. Oh yeah, right. Okay, so there's this little front coming in, and there's a little low here, and that reaches all the way up and will bring southerlies. There you go. So that's very interesting. Everybody will have good wind, good beam reach conditions, and they will have good speed. The interesting thing will be, because it's southerlies and we can look a bit on the temperature, it might cool down a bit, but it's not too cold yet. We see that here, but compared to where they are now, so yeah, it won't make a big difference yet until Cape Town. So that's all good. If we look at currents, what we added, it's a myriad of things happening here before we go down to the Agulhas current, but for them it's not too many affections. Some push north, some push south, some push from the east, some from the west, and they're gonna navigate through them, so it will average out over time, and there's no significant gain or loss, in my humble opinion. When we have a look at rain, there's nothing really coming, probably with this little front that is coming then in 48 hours. Yeah, there's a bit of rain coming here, but they should have no problem with that. And the cloud coverage, there's some clouds, but they have spells of sunshine, so they can make their positions as well. So no problem at all. And it will be very interesting to see what happens to Penduik 6 and if they maintain the lead of the fleet, or if Spirit of Helsinki is taking that over. Then for the middle pack, nothing really changed. L'Esprit d'Equipe still leading that middle pack. Then Triana and Neptune, White Shadow, Sterna, and Galliana was secure. Galliana was secure, doing very good speed. It's a very nice track, very steady. Also one of the longer tracks they are sailing. And but yep, no big news since yesterday. And then Explorer. So Explorer, the situation is at the moment that all we know is that there was water ingress. Some fuses blew up, and it's basically dark ship. However, it's still pulling all the tracker data. So the hard-mounted YB tracker that is on the back of the ship is directly wired to the batteries. So on the back end of the trackers, I can see what is the battery percentage of the boat's batteries, because it's directly wired and it sends the information how, what's the load in the tracker. And it still says 99%. So the batteries are fully up on Explorer, and it's polling positions every 4 hours as it's supposed to be. So it looks like the batteries are fine and the onboard electrics are working okay. And what we assume is that it's only the fuse, the switchboard, that got to blow. All the fuses are out, and they can't turn anything on. So that's all we know for the moment. There has been no SMS since yesterday, no call, no message from the YB on the handheld YB, except the one where Mark says that it's basically dark ship and that they're continuing to Cape Town. So we are just waiting for messages. But as usual, no news is good news, and the course looks very steady as well. We see here that this is all standard. The latest one is 14th of October at 8 UTC, so just 20 minutes ago it got updated. The boat is doing 6.5 knots on a rather steady course, but I think that's that's not due. The little S is not due to any of the electric problems. So we are absolutely not concerned, and Explorer is happily carrying on to Cape Town, and while we are awaiting news from them. Then we have Evrika and Outlaw. They are now on a very steady track due south, chasing the sun. No, chasing not the sun anymore, huh? It's the southern Atlantic. The other way around. Doing 6.3 knots, and Outlaw is doing 7.2 knots. Now, it's very interesting. I keep talking about Outlaw. I don't have any personal investment or interest in Outlaw. I'm just amazed by the course they are sailing. So we are just around here. That should be St. Helena. Oh no, is it? No, St. Helena is up there. So we have Outlaw, and it's a 55-foot boat, right? And they're doing 7.2 knots upwind. And then we have Evrika, which is a Swan 65. It's 10 foot longer, and it's doing a knot slower. It's just fascinating. On the same track, pretty similar conditions. So well done, Outlaw. You're doing a very good job and carrying on. Well-deserved first in the adventure class. So, and then at the back of the fleet, we see Godspeed. And at the moment, they're not so sure on what kind of tack they're going to go. I would have thought they do something very similar to Evrika and now carry on all the way and carry as long as possible south, until probably around here. until they would track over again, or carrying all the way further south to find the South Atlantic High and carry on. But as we know, in 2-3 days, there's a bit of a change in the weather, so they could maybe make it down here and then bing, go across. But that is to be seen. And for Godspeed, it's there's a lot to be seen at the moment. If they're going to carry on that tack, are they going to go further inshore? So do a little bit what Outlaw is doing and then carry south? We shall see. Only time will tell. So that's pretty much it. There's no news from the fleet at the moment. No big news. Let's put it that way. Everybody is just sailing south and trying to get to Cape Town in time. So that's it, and we will maybe see tomorrow, depending on how Don is doing. But if Don is doing a little bit better, I'm pretty sure that he will be happy to do the tracker update. And I wish you all a very happy weekend. Here in Horn, as you can see, it's very nice and sunny. After there was this big blow yesterday, it was really, really blowing. But I saw some kite surfers, which was really nice, and they jumped so high. It's crazy. I would love to do kite surfing. If you do kite surfing, it's a really fun. It looks really fun. You must be a little bit mad, but it looks very fun. Anyway, so much to that, and I wish you all a beautiful day. Bye.